So normally in these fairy tale spoilers, I normally talk very positively about the chapters and I say, oh yeah, I'm really excited for this one. This is the one where, yeah, I am not excited. I feel like there's a lot of controversy after the last week's chapter, or the whole Aquarius thing, and it's been revealed recently with a picture. We've also got some translated of the dialogue as well from the chapter, so this will be a full spoiler of the chapter on there. All we got to go for is like the text, and also as well just one page, which you can see from the thumbnail is a very fucking weird picture. You can't go too much. So I'll be saying everything in this chapter now. 3, 2, 1. Well, you've been warned, so we're now going to get into the spoilers.
Take me out.
So the picture that we see is Aquarius and Brandish seemingly in like the celestial spirit world, from what it looks like, with all the stars and stuff everywhere, turned into mermaids. And at first I was like, when I saw this picture on its own, I was like, okay, this has something maybe to do with Aquarius' power. Did like something like, maybe is that something to do with celestial spirit dress? Does that have something to do with Brandish? I don't understand. And we got some text here as well, and I'll be explaining what happened. Aquarius' key was reborn in the world after 1 year. Aquarius is Brandish's master. Like, Aquarius says this, I am your master and my master is Lucy. Do you understand what it means? Brandish, but my mother was killed. I can't forgive Lucy. Aquarius, Lucy isn't Layla. Then say she'll show Brandish the truth. So there's some stuff with like Layla right there. That's kind of interesting. Then goes into another dimension type place, like which shows like the mermaid like tales that they got there. This is the memory of the stars, an archive of memories. They all became mermaids. Aquarius shows them a memory from 400 years ago. This is Anna Heartfilia, Lucy's ancestor. This is Anna Heartfilia, Lucy's ancestor. She was a celestial mage. Aquarius, 400 years ago, a black mage, a dragon, and a celestial mage set a plan in motion, which that dragon, I'm guessing, is referred to Igneel, since, you know, they said, you know, they worked together, tried to take down Acnologia. The black mage is Zereth, the celestial mage is Anna. They made a plan in case Acnologia gets defeated. Eclipse Gate is a time machine made using celestial magic, one of a kind. The Heartfilia family has guarded the Eclipse for many generations. To operate it, you need one mage on the entrance and one on the exit. Next, she then shows how Grammy died, which is Brandish's mother. Zolio was the one who stabbed her and killed her, which Zolio is the piece of shit from what we saw at the Grimnir Heart that took control of Capricorn. Brandish is crying and Lucy is comforting her. We return back to present inside the medical room. Happy runs in. Happy. Natsu is unconscious. His body isn't moving. To be continued in next chapter, 469, What I Want to Do. Now, I'm not gonna lie, like right there, like the whole Lucy stuff, like everything that's like an explanation why like she's even there is that, oh, the key is fine, there we go. It's bullshit. Like, I find that as like, and kind of like the whole way of saying like, oh, Brandish is now the master of the key, which, if you don't know, with the golden keys, there's only one master, although with the silver keys, it's like, oh, you have many contracts with the silver keys ones, and it's like, honestly, that feels absolutely stupid to me. Like, that feels like, no, it feels like bullshit. It feels like, one of the things that's an issue with this especially is, one, like, as well, that the Tyrus arc finished, like, a year ago in Fairy Tail, like, maybe a little bit extra than that. The whole Lucy stuff just happened, like a month ago in the fucking anime. Like, are you serious? Like, the whole point of the whole Lucy losing Aquarius thing was on a very emotional moment, but it also showed a lot of character development for Lucy, because that was the whole point of it. Like, she always was relying on Aquarius, you know, she was her strongest, like, you know, celestial spirit. She was one that she had to rely on all the time. She was like one that kind of like she looked up to as a kid, and that's what really made it a lot. Even with those filler episodes that I had, although that Fairy Tail filler was fucking horrendous, the best parts was when we saw a lot about Aquarius and everything like Lucy. That was some really emotional stuff, like what we saw from them, like seeing like a little bit of the past, and even the stuff that we saw in the Tyrus arc was amazing with them, and it was really emotional. But you don't get that emotion if it's just all as enough. Imagine if to say like something happened, like, I don't know, like Jalal died, and oh, and then oh, how did Jalal get back? Magic. Like, if you just shows it off magic, like, hopefully, like, with the spoilers, there's gonna be more of an explanation to it, but from all it says so far, the key just happens to be reborn in the world after 1 year, and Brandish just happened to have the key. So, from what it's saying is that Brandish became the new master of that key, so she can also use her gravity powers, and she can also use Aquarius's key, but also as well, she's like, I'm still tied by the contract with Lucy, and I'm tied by the contract with you as well, and that's how I was able to be summoned. So Brandish is like a new celestial mage from what it stands out to, and that would kind of make sense since her mother was a celestial mage from what it sounds like, since she was handed down Aquarius's key. Even so, it still seems like there's even like emotional, like how interesting would that be to like say like with the whole Brandish thing, it's like, oh, how about I like summon like Aquarius on your side? Like that would have been a more interesting thing, saying like, oh, I have to bear, like what Ares had to do, like how she didn't want to fight Leo at all, but she's forced to, like, and Lucy would have to deal through that. That would be really interesting to do that again. Like her most beloved spirit is against her, like something like that. Like this is fucking stupid. It's just, it honestly feels really stupid. And I hate to fucking say that because I love this series. I own all the volumes. Like, come on, man. Like, and I hate that people like kind of accuse me of that. You're not a fucking fairy tale fan, then. If you come on, no, I'm a reviewer, right? So I have to criticize things as I see them fucking fit, and even if I am more fanboy towards series than others, like with One Punch Man, I'm very more fanboy, and I don't really overlook that things a lot there, because, you know, that's kind of like what the source material is. It isn't really a lot of the time to be taken seriously. But with Fairy Tail, which balances the two of like taking seriously and also as well like has the comedy and the emotional moments, when you do that and like kind of reunite a character, and even as I still would have been fine if Aquarius came back, let's say, at the end, like the last 10 chapters of Fairy Tail, like the last like 50 odd or something like that, maybe like the final part of the war, like she did something like she's some celestial spirit king, and he was like, he sacrificed himself and saying, you know what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring back your biggest wish ever, like out of war, I'm going to bring you back Aquarius's key. That would have been really cool to do, but you know, it's just still stupid. Like the whole explanation about like the Brandish thing, like it's like Aquarius' master now, that's kind of interesting, but it's like, oh, like honestly, when the key was broken, that's when the contract should have been broken as well. Like it just seems like Hero didn't want to get rid of Aquarius. Like Aquarius was a liked character, and it's like, it sounds like the whole thing what Kubo did, like Kubo tried to kill like one of the characters in Bleach, one of the captains, like, and he got a lot of backlash to that, and it's like, oh, I have to change that now, you know, can't be having that. Honestly, everything else that sounded interesting, you know, finding out about, you know, she was explaining that, you know, Zolio killed him, you know, that was kind of cool. We needed to know about that. Now, from what it sounds like, Brandish is now going to be on their side, and it's just going to be, oh, well, we're all friends now. And Natsu's just being at the end like, oh, I'm fucking, you know, I'm unconscious. So everything that wasn't involving that, which I had a slight sneaking suspicion from like last week when we saw that stuff, like everything that wasn't the Aquarius thing. So honestly, that score from like why I gave it a 5, that's now lower to me, because I said we needed to know what it was. So that, I think that was a bad chapter, so I'd give last week's Nat 1 now a 3 for that stuff. This, I think I'd give it around the same ballpark, because even the stuff that we got explained about, like the Zodiac stuff, yeah, that gives it a point up, because we did find out, and that's kind of interesting that, yeah, he's still even more the scumbag, and he was doing shit like that. And also as well, that we do get confirmed as well, that Anna was on one side, Layla was on the other. What the fuck was she doing? And they didn't deny about, like, a lot of this thing with Lucy, like with Layla, saying like she wasn't the one that killed her, but even still, she didn't say like, oh, Layla isn't a bad person. That's the one thing I took out of that chapter, out of these notes so far. And, you know, from all we know so far, there could still be, you know, a little bit unconcerted. There could still be some shit with Layla that we don't know. But I took that as a key point in that. Like, why did she's just said that, you know, this is Lucy, not Layla. So that's one thing to take out of it. Maybe that might be nothing, but I think that maybe add into something. So I still think this chapter, though, for what it was a 3, it's pretty much a full chapter. Oh, however, not all the pages are out, so I can't fully review it, so I want to go more into the spoilers, and the dialogue completely changed. So this is so far, take this as how you would, but this is pretty much the entire script being dropped down for you guys. So that's why especially I wanted to do a video about this, because It's bullshit, really. I felt like the whole Aquarius thing, that's bullshit. That shouldn't have happened. Like, it should have happened later on. I still even think the reason should be stupid. Like, oh, maybe this is a once-off time. But it's just like, oh, Brandish just happens to have the key and it reads like, no, like, if you do something like that, like, break the key instead of giving it away, then yeah, or like, get the key stolen, like, that's what happened. Like, even if like the contract is breaking or something like that, it's like, that's the shit that should be happening. And I'm like, oh, come on, man, like, and that's such a shame because we was going really such with a good role, but it seems like we're gonna kind of have to get through this stuff. And I feel like in every fairy tale arc, from what we've seen, especially with these good ones, there's always going to be some hiccups here and there with it, and it's a shame that the hiccups are pretty bad hiccups, really. I mean, say what you want about the Urza one, I'm completely fine with that stuff. With the latest stuff of Urza, not the fucking She's Urza stuff, like fuck that, and the Grand Magic Games. But it's like, I feel like now when like we get good stuff with Fairy Tail, expect the hiccups as well. So, but mind you, the last stuff that happened with the whole Ichiya thing, I thought that was bullshit, and then that kind of damage controlled that a little bit better. So, honestly, take it as how you would. I didn't personally like from what I've seen so far this chapter. Still could change. Hoping it does, actually. I doubt it, like, a lot. I think a lot of this is on the nose. I think this is pretty much, a lot of this is about 80% correct. Maybe some different typings and stuff in there. Well, honestly, have to wait and see, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below about this. Yeah, a little bit weird for the old Verita. Like, it's a shame that to go onto one of the spoilers and say, yeah, I didn't actually like it from what I've heard so far. But, you know, good change. But thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.